Good morning, class. So today we will discuss the first topic in your finals. Ayan, ang first topic po natin for Math M111 Finals is the coding theory and then the modular arithmetic. So this topic is a topic na ginagamit din po in information technology. Na syempre, though iba't ibang courses kayo and your course is somehow nasa medical field, pero kailangan pa rin pag-aralan itong basic coding theory and modular arithmetic po natin. Okay, so here, ibigay muna natin yung definition of terms bago po tayo mag-solve. Today, we will discuss the coding theory and then the modular arithmetic, as well as the cryptography class, check check codes and digit natin. Okay, so here, ito po yung learning objectives natin. Number one, at the end of the chapter, the students are expected to perform the coding of a word text using the different method. Okay? And second one, decrypt the different message or encrypt. Dalawa yon, dalawang process po yon. Yung encryption and decryption. Okay? So, lesson number one, in coding theory, first, define muna natin si coding theory. So, when we say coding theory, that is the study of the properties of codes and their respective fitness for the specific application. Okay, so saan ba natin ginagamit itong mga codes na to? In a data compression, in cryptography, error detection, in error correction, data transmission, and even in data storage. What do we mean by the word code? When we say code, that is the study by various scientific disciplines such as yung unang-una, syempre, the information theory, electrical engineering, mathematics, kaya nga nasa part siya ng mathematics in a modern world kasi ginagamit din siya. Okay? We have the linguistics, computer science. Okay, so yung purpose po nito is designed for efficient and reliable data transmission method. Okay, so ito yung data transmission method natin. First, we have the sender. Ayan, yung source of encoder. We have the communication channel. Diyan napapasok yung noise. We have the receiver or yung source of decoder natin. Okay? So, next definition of terms, we have the communication system. When we say communication system, that is composed of sender, a message source, kung kanino nang gagaling yung message, communication channel, kung ano ba yung ginagamit natin to pass through the message, and yung receiver po natin. Okay, communication channel, in our present time today, mas madali na lang ma-transfer yung mga message natin kasi meron na tayong mga telephone lines, internet cables. Okay, parang wala nang gumagamit ngayon ng text at call, 'di ba? Laging sa internet na Messenger, okay, kung ano-ano pang different platforms na pwedeng gamitin para magbigay ka ng message. Okay? So, we also have the fiber optics line, air, some storage data can be considered channel din, yung mga CD-ROMs and hard disk. Pero nowadays, parang USB na yung ginagamit natin. Okay? And when we say noises, it alters the message in the channel that will cause disruption and error in the messages. Ayan yung tinatawag natin na noises class. Okay? So here, we have the communication system composed of sender. Binigay ko na nga to kanina. The sender, yung channel niya, and then yung receiver. Okay? So here, we have source of coding and channel coding. Okay, in transmitting messages, coding is defined as the source coding and channel coding. And we have two process of coding. Yung una class is yung tinatawag natin na encoding, followed by number two, yung tinatawag natin na decoding. Okay, when we say encoding, transforming messages into bits of messages that is suitable in communication. Okay, yung mga bits na yan that represent your binary number. When we say binary from the word itself, dalawa lang yon. It could be 0 or 1. Ayan yung bits of message natin. Or simply by the binary number. Okay, decoding class is the opposite, of course, opposite process of encoding. Okay, and here, we have first yung tinatawag natin na data compression or source encoding. Okay, that is defined as converting the message from the sender into bits, yung binary number natin, suitable to the communication channel. BIT, short for binary digit. Okay, is the smallest unit of measurement used to quantify computer data. It contains a single binary value, sinabi ko na nga kanina, which is yung 0 and 1. Okay, an example of this is yung tinatawag natin na ASCII or the American Standard Code that converts each character into the message to a bit of 8 or yung 8 bits natin. Okay? So here, magbigay tayo ng problem class. In the most computer system, a byte is a unit of data that is 8 binary digit long. So a byte is the unit most computer use to represent a character, such as a letter, number, or typographic symbol. Okay, consider the source encoding of 4 direction as follows. Okay, so assume natin, north is 0, 0, south is 0, 1, east 1, 0, yung west po natin ay 1, 1. Okay? And here, suppose that the message which is encoded is 0, 0. Okay, so kapag magbibigay ka ng direction and you want it in uh, source ng encoding, pwede mong gamitin tong mga numbers na to. Okay, for example, ang message mo ay north, west, south. Okay, so you can represent it as 0, 0, o yung west mo, 1, 1, and yung south natin as 1, 0. Okay, so yan yung pwedeng representation natin. Now, ayan, ito yung channel coding. Binigay na rin natin to kanina as figure representation. Siyempre, it always start with sender. Okay, kung walang sender, wala ka namang i-encode, di ba? Okay, kapag walang encode, wala ka rin gagamitin communication channel. Okay, so tuloy-tuloy na po yan. From sender, source of encoder, the communication channel, channel decoder, the source of decoder, and finally, dun sa tatanggap ng message mo, which is the receiver. Okay, so here class, we have a channel coding and we have different channel coding. Okay, so when we say channel coding, that is defined as adding some form of redundancy to the source encoded message so that the error can be detected or even corrected. Papaano ba natin na-identify itong channel coding natin? The first one class is yung tinatawag natin na parity check. When we say parity check of uh, we have two different parity check. The first one is yung odd parity. The second one is the even parity. Okay, ano yung nagiging identification natin for odd parity? Kapag given yung binary number mo class, okay, at naka-odd number yung ones, then that one can be classified into an odd parity. Okay, kapag gusto mong gawing even parity yan, then simply add one number, which is yung 1 natin. Okay? Wala tayong pakialam kay 0. Ang nagma-matter lang dito kay parity check is yung 1 digit natin, yung number 1. Okay, literally na number 1 talaga siya. Okay, even parity, syempre kapag yung number of ones mo ay even, then that one is an even parity. Okay, pwede kang magdagdag ng 1 if you want to make it an odd parity. Okay, so ayan na yon yung pinagkaiba nila. Ayan, tignan natin class ha. Bilangin natin yung number of one. Example with the given data. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yung number of ones niya in our given data is equal to 3. And 3 falls under odd number. Kaya siya tinawag na odd parity. If you want to make it an even parity, then your final answer for a binary digit would be 1001, then you need to simply add 1. Okay, kaya pag binilang mo na yung number of ones mo, magiging 4 na yan, and it will fall under the even parity. Okay? For even parity naman, bilangin po natin, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Apat po yung number of ones natin dito. So, ibig sabihin, it will fall under the even parity. Pag gusto mong gawing add parity yan, add ka lang ng another one. So, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, then add ka ng 1. Okay, para magiging even number na yung number of ones mo. To make it an odd parity. Okay, so next po tayo. We have the repetition code. In repetition code class, this one is the most basic error correcting code natin. And may formula po tayo na ginagamit dito. Okay? So from here, suppose that the source encoding is already done, that the encoded message of the fixed length k, so lagi namang binibigay yung k. Yung k class is the length of the message. Okay, kung k is equal to 3, then you need to divide your binary number into 3. Okay, and the channel encoding by repetition is performed by taking the k, variable k, bits, then repeating it to a formula of, so given po yung formula natin na 2r plus 1. Okay? Yung makukuha mong number or value using the formula 2r plus 1, ito yung number of times na uulitin mo. Kaya nga repetition code eh. Okay, na uulitin mo yung encoded message mo. Para yun na yung magiging result. Okay, for example, class. So, suppose that the source encoded message is 110. Ito lang yung given sa atin, 110. Okay, where the value of k is equal to 3. Okay, then yung r po natin is equal to 2. Okay, so message must be repeated ilang times kaya? Okay, so gamitin natin yung formula natin. So for our solution, our formula is 2r plus 1. Okay, 2 multiplied by r, given po dito that is equal to 2, plus 1. So 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1, that is equal to 5. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong 5 repetition para makuha yung result natin. Okay, then your original decoded message, which is 110, must be repeated 5 times. So 110, 110, 110, 110, and last one 110. And this one class will be your final result. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 repetition. Again ha, itong formula na to will tell you the number of repetition based doon sa decoded message na given sa'yo. Okay? So, ayan. So here class, assume that the message transmitted through a noisy channel and distorted. The received message is 111, 001, 101, 110, 00010. So the channel encoding uses repetition code where k is equal to 2. So i-decode daw natin yung given message dito. Okay, so from here, syempre by 3, k is equal to 3. So, hatiin lang natin siya by 3. Okay, so 111, nakahiwa-hiwalay na po yan. 001, 101, 110, and 010. Okay, then after that, alamin natin kung ano ba yung most frequent. Balikan natin yung mode. Di ba yung when we say most frequent, siya yung laging lumalabas. Okay, siya yung laging mas mataas yung appearance. Okay, doon sa given data. Okay, now since k is equal to 3, therefore we have three different bit. Okay, yung bit natin. Okay, so tignan natin, yung first bit natin class, ito. Ito yung first. Dito naman, ito yung first. Ito yung first natin, and last one yung first natin. O, tignan natin kung ano yung may pinakamaraming appearance, kung 0 or 1 ba. So, here we have 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay, therefore, we have three number of 1. Okay, so ang i-consider natin doon is the most frequent bit. Okay, so sa first bit, may 1 ka. Second bit, tignan naman natin. 1. Ito yung second bit ha, x ko. 1, 0, 0, 1 ulit, and 1. Okay, mas marami yung 1. Tatlo siya. So, therefore, 1 pa rin po yan. Punta tayo sa third bit para malaman natin yung decoded message. 1, 1, 1 pa rin. 0 and 0. Tatlo pa rin po yung 1 natin. Meaning to say, class, the decoded message is 111. Okay? So, ganun po tayo mag-decode ha. Uulitin ko. Nag-e-encode tayo ng message, encoded message, by the use of repetition formula which is 2r plus 1. Pag ginamit mo yung 2r plus 1, malalaman mo kung ilang beses uulitin yung encoded message mo. And that will be the result. Okay? Magde-decode ka naman, babalik ta rin mo lang. Okay? If first, may value ng k, so alam mo kung ilan i-divide yung given decoded message. Then after that, you need to check the most frequent bit, okay, in every data natin. Okay, then after that, mahanap na po natin yung decoded message natin. Okay, so skip na po natin ito. At now, letter A lang. Practice letter A. Okay, para may other example. Decode po natin where k is equal to 3. So, magkakahiwalay naman na yan. Naka-3 na siya. Tignan natin yung first bit. So, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Ano yung most frequent? 1 pa rin, di ba? Okay, doon tayo sa second. 0, 0, 1. 0, 1, mas marami yung 0. So, 0 na yan. Okay, last one. 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. So, may mas pinakamarami yung 1. Therefore, the decoded message is 101. Ayan po yung process ng decoding natin. Okay? So, next naman po tayo. We have the modular arithmetic. What do we mean by the word modular arithmetic? When we say modular arithmetic class, that is a system of arithmetic for integers which considers the remainder or yung tinatawag natin na modulo. Paano ba nakukuha yung remainder? By simply dividing the given value to a certain value. Okay? Kapag hindi sila exact, then doon mo makukuha yung remainder. Okay? So, here class, in modular arithmetic, numbers wrapped around upon reaching a given fixed quantity, okay, to leave a remainder. Ayun yung tinatawag natin class na modulos or modulo. Okay, yun yung process ng tawag sa kanya. Okay, so congruency, let A and B are integers and M is the natural counting numbers. Okay, so we can read that one as A is congruent to B modulo M. Okay, so again, I repeat, A is congruent to B modulo M. Ayan po yung process ng pagbasa sa kanya. Okay, now let's verify if the following congruents are true or not. Paano ba mag-verify? Number 1, we have 34 congruent to 15 modulo 3. Kapag walang remainder, pag 0 yung remainder niya, true yan. Kapag may remainder siya, then false siya. So, try natin. Paano ang gagawin? Ito po yung A. Ito po yung B, ito yung M. Based dun sa formula na binigay kanina, we need to subtract. Okay, nasaan na yung formula natin? Balik natin. Ah. Okay, so we need to subtract A minus B or pwede rin namang B minus A kung sino yung pinakamataas sa kanila. And then divide by M. Okay, kapag 0 yung remainder, then they are congruent. If not, then they are not. Okay, so try po natin. So 34 minus 15. Okay, so 2. Then 14 minus 5, we have 9. 19. Okay, divide natin si 19 sa 3. 19 divided by 3. So we have 6. 6, 12, 18. So 1. May remainder na 1. Okay. Therefore, yung given number 1 natin ay false. Kasi may remainder siya. Tignan natin yung ating given number 2. Okay, so 54 minus 19. Subtract po natin. So 4. 14. 9 minus 14, we have 5. And then 3. Okay, divide natin. 35 divided by 5, 7, 35, 0. So, ibig sabihin this one is true. Congruent talaga sila. Okay, and then last one, we have 7 congruent to 55 modulo 4. So, 55 minus 7. Okay, so 4. Dito tayo, 8. Then, 48. Sorry, 48. Okay, 48 divided by 4. 1, 4, 8, 2. 8 ulit, 0. So, true pa rin. Okay, meaning to say, since wala siyang remainder, they are congruent. And that is true. Okay? So, move naman po tayo. Okay, sa letter number 1. Okay, so try natin ha. 9 minus 3 6 divided by 2. So, divisible siya. 0 yung remainder, kaya naging true. Okay, so 15 minus 4, that is equal to 9 divided by 3 is 3 pa rin po. Okay, I mean, divided by 3 is 3, 0 yung remainder niya. Ulitin natin, 15 minus 4. Okay, so that is 11. Yan, mali tayo ng minus. Okay, 11. Pag dinivide natin sa 3, may remainder, kaya false po yan. Okay, so 15 minus 7 is 8 divided by 4. Walang remainder, so true. Ganun din po dito. 20 minus 5 is 15. Pag dinivide sa 3, walang remainder, kaya true. Okay, check natin dito. 20. 20 minus 4 is 16. I-divide mo sa 3 yung 16. May remainder, di ba? Okay, kaya naging false yung statement po natin. Okay? So, punta naman tayo class sa least residue or yung pagkuha na ng remainder. Kanina tinuruan na tayo kung paano ba siya mag-verify kung true or false. Ngayon, remainder na yung kukunin natin. And that remainder is what we call the least residue. Okay, to determine the least residue is to simply get the remainder when B is divided by M. Ganun lang, class. I-divide lang po natin. B modulo M means B divided by M. M is referred to as a modulus divisor. Katulad nito, class. Find the least residue if R is equal to 54 modulo 7. Itong 54 na to, all you need to do is divide by 7 for you to get the least residue or yung R natin. So, divide na po natin. 54 divided by 7. So, we have 7. Okay, 49. I-minus natin. 49, 50, may 5 tayo. Okay, meaning to say, your least residue is equal to 5. R is equal to 5. Pag dinivide mo to directly in your scientific calculator, decimal lang lumalabas. Kaya babalik kayo sa basic. Kailangan alam nyong mag-divide doon sa basic or traditional way ng pag-divide. Okay? So, next given po tayo. So, determine the least residue. So, 89 divided by 9. Divide lang po natin. Yung mga remaining, iiwan ko na sa inyo, ha? Okay, so, 9 times 9, 81. 9 minus 1 is 8. Therefore, your least residue R is equal to 8 class. Okay? So, next po tayo. Determine the least residue. 100 divided by 10. 120, I'm sorry. Divided by 10. So, that is 1, 12, 0. Okay, so here we have, sorry, 2. Ayan, bring down 0, 20 siya. So, 2, 20, 0. Meaning to say, wala po tayong least residue. Your R is equal to 0. Okay, dahil may congruence sila. Okay, and last one, determine the least residue. 18 divided by 2, 9, 18, 0. So, yung R po natin is equal to 0 pa rin po. Yung ating least residue. Okay, so ibigay natin isa-isa. Try nyo dito ha, habang hindi ko pa napaflash yung sagot. Number 1, 29 modulo 3. So, 29 divided by 3, 7. 7 times 3, 21. 21. So, 7 times 3 divided by 8. Ilan? 24. Doon tayo sa 24. So, 3 divided by 8 is 24. Okay, so subtract lang po natin. 29 minus 24. 9 minus 4 is 5. Okay, therefore, yung least residue natin on number 1 is equal to uh, 27. Pwede pa pala, sorry. So, that is equal to 27. Okay, 3 times 9 nga pala is 27. Okay, so that is 9. Then, 9 times 3 is 27. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng 2 as the least residue. Okay, so 35 divided by 4. I-divide po natin. So, 4 times 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, so 4 times ilan? 4 times 7, 14, 21, 28. 4 times 8. Ayan. So, 8, 16, 24, 32. Okay, 35 minus 32, we have 3. Ayun, 3 yung ating least residue. Okay, kay 50 naman po, by 7. So, 50 divided by 7. Alam naman natin na 7 times 7, 49. May natirang isa, ayun po yung least residue natin. Ayun, 1. Okay, 30 divided by 4, 28. Ilan yung natira? Dalawa. Kaya to siya dito. 25 divided by 5, divisible yan, kaya ang remainder mo ay 0, then the answer here is 0. Ganun lang po ang paghanap ng least residue natin. Okay, operation in modular, ganun pa rin, kailangan mo lang siyang i-simplify, then i-divide. Katulad ng addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, ganun pa rin class. Okay, for example, number 1, 18 minus 4, we will get 14. Then 14 divided by 5. So, meron tayong 2. 10. So, 4. Meaning to say your R is equal to 4. Ganun lang po siya kadali. Okay, so dito rin po. Okay, so add lang. 31 plus 7 is 38. 38 divided by 3. So, may 1 tayo. 3. So, 8. 2. 6. So, 2. Ang remainder po natin is equal to 2. Okay? So, ganun lang class as well as here. 12 minus 5 is 7. 7 divided by 3. So, 2, 6, 1. Your least residue is equal to 1. Okay? So, from here, class, ganun din kung papaano nyo ginawa ito. Simplify nyo lang po yung naandito, then subtracted to 55, then modulo 13. I-divide lang po natin. Okay? So, ito po yung inyong sample activity. Yan. Oh, syempre, hindi ko ibibigay yung sagot. Discard lang ni ma'am. Para hindi nyo makita yung sagot. Okay, so yun class yung first. Ayan. So, end na rin naman na pala. So, yun yung first topic natin for prelim class. Okay, I'll be publish your activity for that. Okay, then after that, next meeting, i-discuss natin tong cryptography. Okay, that's it for today. See you next meeting for our lesson proper.